my before session got late, so that's why generally I don't come late. Okay, fine.
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah.
Okay, here we are discussing web UI. Yesterday I explained what all comes under UI. So here now I'm explaining that same HTML4 and 5. So the content I'm showing here, HTML4 and 5, CSS 2 and 3, then third one is on JavaScript. Here usually I'll explain JavaScript as the third topic, and fourth one jQuery. Here fifth one Ajax, then sixth one responsive design, then seventh one will be less and Sass, then eighth one will be responsive design, less and Sass, and bootstrap. Here bootstrap, then ninth one will be here bootstrap, less and Sass, and another one Ajax, bootstrap, prop. So usually I'll cover this whole content in our course. Okay. This whole content usually I'll cover it in our conclusion. Okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So I'll inform to her. You can rejoin. So these all generally comes under web UI technologies. Here web UI means these all. If you enter any URL in the browser, you can see that whole web page. Web UI. Under this here whole web page information you can see when you enter. Suppose if I enter here www.google.com or facebook.com or anything, if you enter here, it will show you that the login page and create account page. So that way web page related information it will show for us. So when you click on that login button, you will redirect to the next page. If you give the valid input, then only you will redirect to next page. That redirection it is possible by it is connecting with your server page. That server page is connecting with your database. See this server page, this Facebook submitted data will be submitted to server page. That server page data we can read it. So server page will connect with the database. That results, if it is the valid input, that result will back to the client page, will get one more output for this. Here this is the way generally we'll write here. We can show that next page. If you log in here, that inbox page you can show here. That inbox page here, whatever inbox page we are showing here, that inbox page we can show to the user. Here inbox page we can show to the user by it is connecting with your server page. Server is connecting with the database. So because of that reason only we can show that output. Today is 19th October 7:38. Yeah. So this to and fro structure, every server programming, every UI programming, every time, every side they are looking for here front end development, here front end. So front end development and back end server side development, they are looking for the frameworks. So framework level developers, they are majorly looking on the framework level. Okay, you can rejoin. I said you can't hear. Here framework, every side they are looking for the framework level developers. So frameworks are Angular or React JS or Node JS or Vue JS, like that we have so many frameworks. Front end side we have these frameworks, and similar way we have database side. So back end side also we have some development. That development is on Java side. Java frameworks we have. Java frameworks are Spring. So first we have to know about the core concepts of Java, advanced concepts of Java, and here we have frameworks. They are looking for the framework level developers. The frameworks are Spring, Springboard, Hibernate. These are all the frameworks we have under Java. Similar way, we have frameworks in PHP side. PHP side also we have frameworks, core, PHP, and advanced. That server side development, you may do it with a Java or .NET or PHP, you can use it. This side frameworks are Laravel is a framework. Laravel is a framework, Zend is a framework, like that we have some frameworks. This is all PHP side. Similar way we have .NET side. .NET we have different flavors, ASP.NET, C#.NET, VB.NET, it is outdated, so we are not using ASP and C#. And here framework we have. Under this also we have frameworks. It is mostly .NET framework only. .NET framework for real development of the application. Okay, so here every side, backend side, this is one backend side, backend development time and server side front end development time. We will use that framework level programming, not the core level or advanced level programming. They are looking for the framework level development. So only framework developers. Okay, so if we know any framework, then we can understand how we can develop the application. Here we are in so these databases are here: Oracle, MySQL, or SQL Server. Any one database you can use it here for developing this type of application. Here backend development, front end development, and database development we use it. One second. So front-end development, back-end development, and database development will be there in your application. Here that front-end development, so always they'll look for front side. So attractive websites, yesterday I showed you few of the websites are we have to attract the users interaction. So here some browser website. So this is one website. See here loading symbol also, it is very attractive. Here it will show you one bubble. See here bubble. When I go down, that bubble size is increasing. See here, colors are changing in the background and some images are coming up upon that. See here, it is continuously increasing its size. See here, it is bouncing on some platform. See here, it is bouncing. See, bouncing. So this type of output here, when I forcefully go down, blast. See, bubble blasted. So otherwise, one more bubble will come. See, when you double click it, it will get blast. See this way, one more bubble will come. If you double click it, it will blast. So this type of attractive websites we can create it here with our application. Okay. So Shmita, I think you have some issue. Your network or your headphones, it is showing like that. Sushmita. Okay. Here, same way the drink website yesterday I showed you. The drink website, when you click on the key down event, see here, that can is coming up and the content is going up. Can is coming down. It is placed on one location and it is moving up towards up direction like this. See here this way. This way we can execute our output. Okay. So this way generally we can show our output for the application development. We can do it like this. Next one, this is one server side development. We are using here the server side development for developing the application. Next one, here what is the use of HTML. As of now, what is front end, what is back end, what is database, we discussed. One more time, it won't be repeated for tomorrow's session. Today we discussed what is UI. First, what is the use of front end, what is the use of back end, what is the use of database, we discussed. Next, I'll move on to the each topic. Here we are going to discuss HTML in the beginning days. What is the use of HTML? HTML is nothing but it's a hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language, it is mainly used for structure of web page. We can create it by using HTML. So HTML mainly used for creating the structure of a website. See here, see this is one web page. Every refresh time it is changing its color. See, every refresh time it will change its color. See here, color is changing. Once again, if I refresh it, once again color will change. See here, this type of output, the colors are changing here. This type of output we can show to the user. We can show to the user because of our HTML. Just when I inspect element here, see, I'm inspect the element here. So by that you can see that HTML coding here. The total HTML coding you can see here. So it is one body tag, head tag, body tag, dog type, HTML, head, body. Like this we can show. Here head tag, head section, it is using to write that script. Here script we are writing inside the head section, body tag we are using like this, and HTML tag and dog tag. Here see, if I remove this head section, what happens? Just delete. See here, you cannot see any content here. There is no content here. If you delete that body tag, means HTML page basic structure will be doc type, HTML, head and body. If I remove this header, see, I'm removing this header part of this application. See here, if you don't use the header part, that application will be like this. See, no movement of images, and all images are very big size and one after another. See, it is scrolling the content, but there is no proper order. See, all images are very big size and it is like this. Here big size arrows. See here, what is the actual size of the image? That size only it is showing here. So this way. If we don't use the head, no proper alignment. If we don't use the body, no content in the website. So HTML page always starts with a doc type. Basic structure is completely, it is a tag based programming. We start with a doc type. Here HTML. Under that basic tags are here head tag and body tag. Head tag is used to write that header part of the application, and body tag we use it here for body of the application. Here we can write it here doc type, HTML, head and body. So this way we write it. Header tag is used to write the header part of the application. We can include that header part for our application like this. And here we have body tag. That body tag also we use it here for writing the content of the website. We are using here head tag and body tag. The basic structure we follow like this. Completely HTML is a tag based programming. Header is giving alignment and body tag is giving the content. Okay. So every website, if you check any website, here this browser website, if you inspect element and if you check it, every website will start with a doc type. This is the basic structure. You can understand it here. Doc type, HTML, head, body, close. Similar way, if you check here, other one here, this master cards. In every website, whatever you want, you can check it. Just if you right click here, inspect element, by that you can see that execution. See here, doc type, HTML, head and body. See, doc type, HTML, head tag, body tag. This is basic. If I remove this header part, I'm removing here. See, once again, if I refresh it, it will back. See here, it is showing that scrolling images. So image to image is changing, but see here, all the content is like this. So if you align your content like this, no one will use our website. So if it is in the proper order, then only all can see our website. Okay, here is a doc type HTML head and body is the major starting tags. Okay, here head tag and body tag, we use it here for creation of our application. Here doc type HTML head and body. Similar way, if you see here any website you can check it. Always it starts with a doc type. Right click, inspect element. You can see that document type. Here doc type HTML head body. Doc type HTML head and body. See basic structure. Every web page will be in that way only. Okay, and here if you change that screen size, see here screen size is changing. See that is changing. See here content is in just before it is alt. Here menu bar also change. See menu bar also it is changing. So this is responsive design. According to your screen size, you have to display your output. See here, now it is like this. If I change it, it is like this. See here, content is changing horizontal to vertical, and mouse movement images are dropping down. And menu bar is like this here. See here, these are all the menu bars. So now if you change that is image, see here, change the look. See here, that menu bar is like this. This is what responsive design. Responsive application, how we can create it, that we'll discuss under responsive design chapter. Under responsive design chapter, we'll discuss how to work with the responsive design. Here we are working with HTML and CSS. HTML is used for giving that content, basic content of the web page. See here, and for 6 AM batch, I discussed HTML. Here, if you check here, one of the example, here form tag, okay, no content. Right click, run in live server, no content here. Yeah, it is got deleted somewhere. Here first.html, just right click, inspect element. See here, it's showing some output. Here, this way it will show that output. Here, doc type HTML head and body. So headings, all headings, it is showing like this. This way, generally, we can show our output. Okay. Here, in this time, what we are doing here, it is doc type. Here, doc type HTML head and body tag, we are using like this. Here, it is paragraph tag and H1 tag, we are using like this. So next one, here meta tag. So one of the example, but other here all starting with a doc type. Doc type HTML head and body tag we are using here. So what is the how to write tables, how to write input element, text boxes, buttons, radio buttons, that all we'll discuss in HTML chapter. Here it is table tag, spacing, space of the table, cell spacing, cell padding, call span, row span. You can see this information under table tags. Here basically HTML gives you content structure. Here input elements. If you check that input elements, how to write check boxes, drop down list, buttons, radio buttons, those all will discuss here. Here username, application form, username, email ID, Zender, courses. Here it is doc type, SVG, age, description, phone, color. See here, color tag. So colors, you can select multiple colors here. That range of colors you can do changes here. You can select any opacity of the color. This way. Here phone number. So it will ask you only numbers. So if you limit it to 10 digit, you can limit it. That limitations and validations, we write it in JavaScript. Here description, text area. This is one text area. How we are giving our input. So this is no limit for this input. Here if you want to limit this input, you can limit it. So this way we can show our output. Okay. This is one input elements. Here radio button, and you can select any one of the radio button. Here checkbox. Here checkboxes will show like this. Here multiple checkboxes, all checkboxes you can select. But radio button only one you can select. Here username, password, email ID. Here date, time. See date of birth, how can I select it? See here like this I can select. Or you can write that date. Like this you can write. Manual date you can write, or you can write the date. Date type, input fields, we have different type of input fields of dates we have under HTML. You can see that execution here under HTML. See the time also you can select it. It is not my system's time. See, it is selected the system's time, but if you want you can give your own input. See, AM or PM, that input you can give here. See here like this, any input you can select it. This way we can write here like this. Here this is the way generally we can show our output for DOB. Selection of file, any file you can select it, you can upload it. You will provide one upload option, by that you can upload. Here date, see here, sorry, age you can press down arrow, up arrow. See, by that you can write see that date. See here after 0 it is not moving. Why? Because we fixed that value. See here after 100 also it is not moving. Why? Because I limited that age 0 to 100. So that's why it is not moving more than that. Okay. So next text area, any limit content, phone number, and the buttons, submit buttons. Buttons we have clicking and double click, some different type of buttons also we have. How to create this type of tags, we'll learn it under HTML. What is the use of CSS? CSS gives you background colors, backgrounds, borders, all we can create it with. Here backgrounds and borders we can create it with this. See here it is one background. Here all background different color combinations. See here, because of this background color, see here some are linear gradient colored, some are radial gradient colors. See here linear and radial gradient colors we can show to the user. Your linear gradient colors, radial gradient colors, that combination of colors or single colors, RGB, HSL, you will learn it how to write it. Just I am writing samples for all in div tag. Okay, CSS mainly gives you background, borders, all CSS effects. Where we are writing CSS also we are writing inside the head only. See here inside the head tag we are writing style. So inside the HTML page we write that CSS. CSS gives you background colors, borders, 2D 3D animation effects, and flow property, aligning the content. See here different borders, 4 sides different borders, all sides the same border, and border radius and border images. Here it is displaying that border images here, images. Okay, this way we can display that border and border images like this. Next one here, display flex property. Okay, display. So this display property we can use it here, display flex. Here display column layout, display flex, all we can show here. Display flex property. So by that here we can show that output for multiple items, how we can align it in outer container. That we'll learn it in the display flex property. Just run it with a live server. Here, see one item, how can we connect it with multiple items? You will understand here with this flex property. So you'll understand how to write it. I'll explain you one by one. So because of this position and the float property, you can write to 2D, 3D animations. 2D effects we can create it here. See here. This is one alignment of the content. Left one image, right one image, and this is one menu bar. And this is one left content, center content, and bottom footer. So this way we can display our output. Center content, bottom, and footer. So this is the way generally we can show our output. This is about float. So we'll learn it. CSS is nothing but it's a cascading style sheet. HTML is nothing but it's a hypertext markup language. So we are going to write that HTML inside the HTML page, inside the header tag, we are going to write CSS. CSS is nothing but cascading style sheet. So mainly this one is used for aligning the content. Aligning content of web page and background colors, border colors and font colors. Here font colors and border type of all effects we can create it with this CSS. CSS we can write it internal style, external style, inline style, like that we can write all the CSS. So here I'm able to write that CSS, and that CSS applications we usually create like this. CSS internal head section body tag, like this we can use it. That's it. Up to now, any doubts under CSS, under HTML? I'm not separating HTML4 and 5, CSS2 and 3. Just I'm giving information how can we work with the.
So explain everything in CSS because there are many attributes and values, right, in the CSS for
Everywhere,
any.
every topic has its own speciality. JavaScript gives you validations, functionalities. So if you want to submit your application form, we have to do validations, right? So that validations we write it with a on submit event. If we write it, so when if I give the proper input, then only it will submit the application form. See, username password we are writing here. See, I'm clicking on the submit button without username password, invalidated. I gave one
So
value here.
yes, these comes under JavaScript. I am asking about CSS. Will you explain all the CSS elements for
Yeah,
any
yeah,
element in that?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. You see that
I
topic wise.
I know basic HTML and CSS, but I can't design a web page like that. So I just wanted to have that end-to-end uh, understanding.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. No problem. From my classes, you can learn all the attributes. I'll explain to you. CSS2, I'll explain. CSS3 also, I'll explain to you. Yes, any other? Yes, any other doubts? Pavan Kumar, Ram, Sai, Santosh, Sushmita, Venkata Kalyan.
So, ma'am, generally in real-time project, do we do all these kind of validations as part of .js itself, or we do in any other
Two sides.
frameworks or
Two
in
sides.
backend?
JS time we do validations, that is client side, and server side, Java side also we do validations. We do validations two sides, client side and the server side.
I mean, what is the purpose, ma'am? Same thing. Why are we doing in two different places?
If your JavaScript is disabled in your browser, you cannot work with the web page. In the browser setting, if you disable the JavaScript, so JavaScript related code won't work. That time it will go with the server side.
Okay, we can disable that also. Okay.
Yes, in options we have a disable option. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Any other doubts? Navneet Raj, Harsha, Pavan Kumar, Ram, Sai. Any doubts?
Yeah, yeah. It is. My doubt is not related to the current context. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I gone through the DurgaSoft web page, I don't see any batch of Vue.js, ma'am. So I just want to check whether are you going to handle Vue.js also in future?
No. No. As
No.
of now, I'm not taking any Vue.js.
Hmm. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Generally, no student is coming for Vue.js. All are coming for React or Angular.
Okay.
That's why they're not planned. Just once ask them, so by that they'll plan it.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay. So mostly 7:35 only I'll join the session. Today a little late, some doubts and discussions of before class. So otherwise I'll join 7:35. I'll join. I'll continue up to 8:30 in regular session. For demos, just for demos time, I'll finish a little early. Okay. So you once contact organizer. We have done 2 demos. You confirm if you are interested, confirm your batch with the organizer. By that will enter into the regular content. So regular content means first topic HTML4, how to write the tags, like that will continue our classes. Okay. So tomorrow I'll continue on what is the use of JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, like that I'll continue tomorrow session.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank
Can
you.
we get
Bye-bye.
the recording of today, because I didn't get any voice in the starting.
Starting. Okay. You once contact Bhavani ma'am, DURGASOFT organizer. Okay. So she will share with you.
Yeah. Who is that?
Bhavani.
I don't have her number.
No, that's regular number only. You
Okay.
can see
Okay.
in the website. That number you can call.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Thank you.